The pressing truth on why Olivia Rodrigo is not as pleasant as you think she is. Why didn't Olivia Rodrigo take any action to stop the backlashing and bullying of Sabrina and Joshua when she released her popular song Driver's License? How can she continue to get away with plagiarizing other people's work? And lastly, how many other talented artists' careers will suffer as a result of Olivia's continued rise to fame? Sit tight as we reveal who the real Olivia Rodrigo is. Maybe she isn't the nice person she appeared to be. Olivia Rodrigo's success wasn't a smooth ride. Despite some unfavorable circumstances along the way, she was given an opportunity to shine among the biggest artists in the music industry. She started out as a Disney star and pivoted to become a sensational pop star. She's setting the world records and is on the level of some of the biggest names like Taylor Swift and Ariana Grande. If you're familiar with Olivia Rodrigo, you're surely aware that her debut track Driver's License, which was released in January 2021, is largely responsible for her success. The song was more than just a massive hit. Just a week after its release, the song climbed to the top of the chart and broke Spotify's record for most daily streams in 2 consecutive days. On the first day, there were 15.7 million streams around the world, and it skyrocketed to 17 million streams on the second day. The song won the hearts of many people around the world. It's one of those songs that captivates you because it's so relatable. But what made the song even more popular was that Olivia's fans all believed that it was about her love life. Fans speculated that the song was about the love triangle between Olivia and her rumored ex-boyfriend and co-star in High School Musical The Musical, Joshua Bassett and Sabrina Carpenter. Sabrina was accused of being the third party in their relationship, aka the blonde girl in the song lyrics. Though Olivia and Joshua never confirmed their relationship, it was believed that they broke up because of Sabrina. The song created so many conspiracy theories about how Sabrina stole Joshua from Olivia. As a result, everyone hated Joshua and Sabrina for breaking poor Olivia's heart. Fans started bullying and threatening him. TikTok videos were everywhere, showing how people would punch or hurt Josh if they ever saw him on the street. What makes these videos even worse is that they've received millions of views and likes. Is this what people do now? How far will they go just to defend someone they adore? It must have been a nightmare for Josh. People on the internet could be so ruthless and disrespectful. What happened next was even worse. Just shortly after the release of Driver's License, Josh was hospitalized. He suffered septic shock and heart failure, which he thought was due to the stress he was under. The doctors told him a shocking truth. He had only a 30% chance of making it out alive. If he had not gone to the hospital right away, he would have died in his apartment. But in spite of his life-threatening experience, people continued to bully Joshua. They didn't want Josh to forget that he had broken Olivia's heart. You would think that Olivia would step in and defend Josh before it got messy. As someone who is loved by millions, she has the power to tell her fans to stop bashing and bothering Josh, but she never did. She didn't do or say anything. Perhaps Olivia only cared about herself, but it's just sad that her fans won't stop harassing Joshua. She released her new album Sour in May 2021. Fans are still convinced that the inspiration behind the album was Olivia and Joshua's breakup, so the hate and threats against Joshua just kept getting worse. Naturally, Josh wanted to escape this kind of reality. He started attending therapy sessions and reading self-help books. He wanted to overcome this really challenging part of his life. He then traveled to Spain with his friends. It was here that he finally decided to let it all out. He broke down and screamed and cried for hours to let go of all his pain and fears. It's truly heartbreaking because at this point, everybody has sided with Olivia. He was just a nobody compared to her. There's nothing he can do to clear his name. But time found a way to comfort Joshua. On December 2, 2021, he released 3 songs. It looked like the songs were his response to Olivia's Driver's License. His song Crisis was heavily rumored to be about Olivia. These are some of the lyrics in the song that may refer to Olivia. "You're messing with my life as a career move. I can't help but wonder why you won't make it end." Now that's a good question for Olivia. Why isn't she doing anything to save Joshua from all the hate? Joshua chose to be the bigger man and reached out to Olivia, but she refused and totally shut him out. And as for Olivia, she still wasn't saying much every time she was asked whether her songs were about Joshua and Sabrina. So fans continued to believe that Joshua was the only one at fault for breaking their relationship. Maybe the reason Olivia isn't saying anything is that she doesn't want to steer people's attention away from her new album. And now, Joshua is doing so much better as he releases his new songs. Perhaps the hate against him would stop. Olivia's song Driver's License has not only messed up Joshua's life but also Sabrina Carpenter's. In the early part of 2021, Sabrina was slowly making a name for herself in the music industry when people started throwing hate at her because of the release of Driver's License. People called her names and accused her of being a homewrecker. She was mocked and called pathetic because she was older than Olivia, so she would know better than to steal someone else's boyfriend. Her music was criticized and her life was threatened. It's just insane because people didn't know the whole story. Whatever they were thinking was pure speculation and assumption. Nothing was confirmed or proven as to whether she really dated Joshua. When she released her song Skin in January 2021, fans again said that it was her response to Olivia's Driver's License. But with the lyrics of her song, you would really think that it's true. There's no gravity in the words we write. Maybe you didn't mean it. Maybe blonde was the only rhyme. Remember that in Olivia's Driver's License, she mentioned a blonde girl who stole her boyfriend. However, the release of her song didn't save her from all the hate and criticism. She was accused of trying too hard to be on the same level as Olivia. The drama she was in was what got people interested in her, not her music. She quickly addressed some issues and only wanted the hate to stop. People could be so mean, and when you look at Sabrina's account, it was filled with hateful comments. Fortunately, Sabrina's determination to succeed in the industry was unaffected. She continued working on her music and making movies. Many people applauded Sabrina for being so strong, and they believe that Sabrina would have gotten bigger if she wasn't involved in all these dramas. Clearly, Olivia wanted fame, and she was willing to do anything to stay on top, even if it meant plagiarizing. There's no denying that Olivia has made it. She was everywhere. She was adored by millions of people. Young people wanted to be like her. She was always in the news, but not always for a good reason. People noticed that some of her songs from her Sour album sounded similar to other songs. Her song Brutal has the same chord sequence as Elvis Costello's Pump It Up. Her song Deja Vu also resembled Taylor Swift's Cruel Summer. But the most obvious one was Olivia's Good For You, which sounded almost the same as Paramore's Misery Business. When Good For You was released, people couldn't help but compare it to Misery Business. This kind of accusation is never good for business, so Olivia's team had to say something right away. Her team admitted that they'd been in talks with Josh Farro and Hayley Williams of Paramore even before the song was launched. It was only after this admission that both Josh and Hayley were acknowledged as co-writers of Good For You. There's something off about Olivia and her team. If people didn't make that comment, they wouldn't include Josh and Hayley. They wouldn't say that Olivia was working with them. They tried to hide this fact, but people will always notice. People are now wondering if Olivia deserved all the recognition she got for her album after accusations of plagiarism. Another shocking revelation was made in June 2021. Olivia was accused by Courtney Love of copying her 1994 album cover. In Olivia's promotional pictures, she was seen wearing a dress and a tiara and holding a bouquet of flowers with straight mascara on her face. Courtney called Olivia out on this. She thought it would be better if Olivia had asked permission to recreate the picture. Olivia only responded by saying that she was happy and flattered that Courtney Love even knew she existed. This isn't the word of someone who's sorry. Maybe she didn't see any reason she should apologize to Courtney. But despite all the controversy, Olivia still manages to be one of the most successful young singers of her generation. In a short time, she was able to accomplish so many things. People may question her morals, but she seemed unbothered and really focused on her music. Now that you get a glimpse of who Olivia Rodrigo really is, would you still listen to her songs? What is really the story behind her song Driver's License? Let me know your thoughts and stay tuned for the next video. Are you not entertained? If you are, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel.